My hat got all squished. You can still read it though, right? Men of the Cross. Hello, my friend. I'm CharLee Simons, your host here on Do Not Talk, talking to the people you're never supposed to talk to, talking about things you're not supposed to talk about. Kind of what I do. There's an apathy that startles me. It's something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, and that is an almost don't care attitude when it comes to the child sex trafficking. That is a multi-billion dollar business all over the world. There's things going here in the United States of America during the 4 years of the Biden disaster when he opened up the borders, and children were being trafficked like never before, and cartels have come in and have taken over that business. It's more profitable for them than selling drugs because you can sell a kid over and over and over again, can't you now? Rent a kid out, rent a kid. That's what they were doing when they came across the border, these moms and dads carrying their children. There were no DNA tests done. Now they're finding out so much of it was just the cartel going, you're taking this kid across. And they had these wristbands that they had to wear, different colors, which told the people on the other side, the criminals on the other side, where the kids were going. Unfortunately, our own United States government had a huge hand in making it all happen. At one point, it was reported that there were 300 children while Biden was in office. They were just missing, that had come across the border, just missing. I don't know what happened to them. Now, that's the government telling us 300,000 kids. So I'm quite sure it was a whole lot more. Crazy. But what's crazy to me is the apathetic way that people are not even talking about it. If you're going to be complaining about anything going on in the world right now and the United States of America, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it should be the children. That's the most important thing. Jesus felt so strongly about them that he said, if anyone causes any of these young ones to stumble, it would be better for them to have a heavy millstone tied around their neck and to be cast into the sea. He didn't say they should do it to themselves. He said it should be done to them. That's how serious he was. You don't jack with kids. You just don't jack with kids. And it's so prevalent now as we're finding out more and more. Hollywood's involved, music is involved, government is involved, many people making a lot of money, many people using the children for their own sick, demented, twisted pleasure. And then the adrenochrome. I'm amazed at how many of my fellow Christian conservatives don't even know what that is. I mentioned that word and they're like, what's that? Well, I'll tell you what, I've talked about it a lot, and I've put people on who talk about it a lot. So if you don't know about it, you haven't been watching my shows, but it's a horrific thing that's happening, and it's distressing. It hurts my heart. And I asked the Lord to break my heart for what breaks his. That's all. You don't mess with the children. The grooming going on in schools, all of it, they're all messing with the children. It's demonic, it's satanic. And many of these children are used in satanic rituals. It's insane. Oh, CharLee, it's not that bad. Oh, it really isn't going on. Really? I'll tell you what, I want you to meet Ray Lucian. He's my guest on today's show. And he is integral in something that's happening the first weekend of March. And that is in Hendersonville, North Carolina. So if you're anywhere in that area, it doesn't cost a lot to go to this thing. And they've got an amazing lineup of guest speakers for 2 days. And it's at the Horseshoe Farm. Sounds like a cool place, a great place. And Lord willing, I'm going to be there broadcasting live from the event. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what they're doing. It is awakeandbold.org, awakeandbold.org, nonprofit, putting on this event coming up again the first weekend of March in little old Hendersonville, North Carolina. Let's get him in the mix right now and talk about it. Ready? Hit it. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Charlie.
I am so looking forward to talking to you about what's going on. What is Awake and Bold, and what powers you folks, and what are you doing to end child sex trafficking?
So I came across Awaken Bold about 5 years ago after I had gone through a training with the Association for the Recovery of Children. The founder of that, Boz Boz, who's a former CIA
Mhm.
counterterrorism expert with the Marine Corps, retired, um, co-actor on The Blacklist. If anybody ever watched The Blacklist, it was a Netflix series. And that's a very unique training, the only one like it. You spend a week learning how to run your own operations, investigations, getting involved in every uh, aspect of what it takes from start to finish to save a child or any person, uh, adults included, that are victims. And our goal is to turn them into survivors, of course, and then take down the predators. Um,
I'm glad you
I
mentioned
went
adults
to,
as well. That is going
yeah,
on.
absolutely. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Indentured servitude, and I've had
yes,
Boz on my
yeah,
show before, an
yeah,
extraordinary gentleman, and
yes,
he is doing the Lord's work. He's training people
absolutely.
to not only
Yeah,
recognize the signs of someone who's being trafficked, but how to do something about it. And
yes,
he's even got a force put together that will extricate these
yes,
adults and
yeah,
children out of
yeah, yeah,
trafficking.
yeah, absolutely. They are, and they've been at this longer than anybody, any of the organizations that are out there. I think they're very successful. Uh, every child or victim they've gone after, they brought home, and 100% conviction rates too when it goes that far. Our main objective is to get that victim free
Yeah, yeah.
and into healing, into a process of healing, um, showing them grace, mercy, love, that the way God intended it to be.
That is a
And
very real thing because what's happening
yeah,
when they are rescued by law enforcement, they're put in the foster care system and child protective services and so on.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then oftentimes they go missing from there. And
absolutely. Yeah,
the people who were trafficking find out where they are, they'll come and take them back.
yes, yeah. They are very vulnerable. Even the traffickers. I mean, they don't even they refer to them as low hanging fruit. That's how they look at them. And so it's like a wolf smelling a blood popsicle. I mean, that's how they see that.
Yeah.
And uh, Awakened Bold had asked me to come and to one of their events they were having, and I had not met them in person yet. They had called me, and at that time I was uh, my first exposure to this was with Veterans for Child Rescue. Was founded by Craig Salman Sawyer, former SEAL Team Six member, and uh, that's how I came across Boz because Craig was doing an interview with Boz as well, and Boz talked about their course that they were going to start out in Colorado. So that's why I jumped on that. I was looking for something to do to volunteer my time, basically on weekends, and so I thought I would pass out brochures or whatever to bring awareness to to trafficking. And the more the more I learned, the deeper I wanted to go and get involved and actually do something about it and be out there. I want to be boots on the ground, with this. And so I did that event, and Boz was actually the headliner, the speaker for this. Uh, then they were not able to make it, and so they asked me. They asked me if I would stand in his place to speak. Which my first reaction was, "Come on, man! They're looking for Boz Boz. Co-actor on the blacklist, former CIA, and his resume is a lot more extensive and impressive than mine.
Yeah, I understand.
But
No, I understand.
yeah, but it
Those are
went
tough
great.
things.
Everything,
Yeah.
yeah, everything went fine. And so So I became a strategic partner, which I still am with Veterans for Child Rescue and Association for the Recovery of Children. And so in this event, led to phone calls, tips of people that suspected this going on in this area where I live in Asheville, North Carolina, right now. And so as Awaken Bold continued to have these events and town hall type meetings, like one that we're getting ready to have, this one's a 2-day event. First time we've done this one. Yeah, there's a great lineup of people there. I tell you, I could just sit back and listen to these people all day. I don't have to speak, take the stage for anything. They
Yeah.
are amazing. And but it's always led to more information, cases to investigate. And I got to tell you, I've never met a group of women awake and bold. Now I think there's two of us. Joey, who's former NYPD, you'll be hearing from him at the event as well. So we're the two fellas that tag along in this. This is an amazing group of women. I've never met anyone uh, as committed to this cause as them. They're just amazing. So I owe a lot to them for number one inviting me to that first event, and they they are just a great support network, just as Boz and Craig Sawyer with their organizations too. So it gives in that training and volunteering with Vets for Child Rescue, it gives me access to a network of a team that I would not have had I not gone through that training. That training does give you some very high people, very good at what they do, and I never take a step if I am staking out a property, doing what I have to do, due diligence, and without being on the phone with one of them or messaging, here's my next step. What do you think? And because without them, you can get yourself in trouble out there. You've got to have a team. You can't do this alone. Um, a mistake on a case somewhere could get that victim killed, and nobody wants to live with that. And that's how just ruthless they are out there.
Absolutely. And the infiltration of the cartels from Central
Yes,
and South America, and the
yes,
Chinese gang, the Triad, the South America, we're talking about Tren de Agua, and so on, are
yeah,
is huge. And
yeah.
our own people here are fighting against the very agency that's trying to extricate them out of our country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's just mind-boggling. It seems that I don't hear anyone talk about the victims.
Oh,
Really, they're more focused on who's on the list. So many only care about this is Trump on the list. That's all they care about. That's what's disappointing to me. Uh, Anyone that violates a child in that way deserves severe punishment. I don't care who it is. But there are victims out there, survivors, some that I'm sure are not alive anymore as well. They do have a life expectancy, and it's not very long when they're used that way. Um, I mean, the United States is the number one purchaser of all of this in the first place, um, particularly minors as well.
are you serious?
Out of yes, out of the
I had
hundred,
no
there's
idea
it's
the
a,
United States was the main
we
customer. I had no
we
idea.
are the largest customer. So let's estimate 152 billion dollars. Uh, worldwide. It's a criminal enterprise. That's what it is. That tax free, of course. Now, a third of that 152 billion is 52 billion. That's the United States. So we are the biggest. Yeah, we're the biggest producer of, the biggest shoppers, the biggest purchasers, the largest producer of porn, which is the fuel. Porn is a huge is the biggest fuel to this. We're the number one in production of porn and per capita per person each day of minutes searching porn. The United States leads the way in all of that.
It's very disappointing. I'm
Yeah,
disappointed in my own fellow Americans, but I'm
yeah,
more disappointed in the people that are sitting back and saying nothing and doing nothing.
doing nothing. Yeah,
If we
yeah, it's
rose up in numbers,
yeah,
just tremendous numbers, and we rose up and we said, nope, this is it. This is over. You're not going to do this anymore. If we did
yes,
that, things would
yeah,
happen. But we're not.
yes,
And that's
yeah.
why I
No, we
love
are not.
what you're all doing in North Carolina the first weekend of March.
Yeah,
And you can get all the information at
yes,
awakeandbold.org. You could
yes,
stay there if you want. It's a beautiful place. You can actually stay there if you're coming in from
yeah. It's
out of
beautiful.
state or something. I would
Yeah,
recommend that. I'm going to be, thank God. It's a very
mhm.
real thing that people are afraid, aren't they? They're afraid to stand up because of the strength of the gangs and the
Yes,
cartels that are
yes, yeah,
orchestrating so much of this. They're literally afraid. You all have to oftentimes
yeah,
take pseudonyms. You can't. You have to try and hide your identity because you'll get doxxed.
yes,
You find out where you
yes,
are. You never know if they're going to be crashing through your door.
yeah.
That's a very real consideration too. So I think that's probably
It
a
is.
lot of why people don't get involved or say anything either. Maybe they're afraid.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, yeah. The calls that I get, for tips, yeah, the first concern for that person calling me is I don't uh, want my name mentioned in anything. I don't want the police called. Um, and so we protect that, of course, as much as we can. We've never had to get that caller involved ever, with the police. My experience has been they're concerned about the mission and the victim, uh, at that point. Uh, the first call I got was actually ended up being a human slavery operation that was being operated out of a home in Western North Carolina. And there were a neighbor had observed this was in a nice neighborhood, a very nice neighborhood. It was, a decent home. And, but there was a van loading up um, a large van, 15 passenger van, two of them actually, that were loading up Asians and dropping them off at a couple of restaurants in the area. And that home, another flag was the windows being boarded up, air conditioning unit in each window around the house. So they were being kept in these rooms, and but that ended up getting taken down, and but never had to report that caller or anything. The police never did need to talk to the caller. But that is their biggest concern, and it is a real concern. Had a case here, uh, uh, and Esther, I'll speak to this one, where the pimp was taking his one of his girls to the methadone clinic to help nurse her addiction, of course, because that's how they keep them locked in as well. Uh,
Oh yeah, a lot of drugs are involved in this.
but yeah, and so this pimp too was also paying the mortgage of her mother's home, so just another way to keep control. And as far as we know, the only person that she talked to was me and another person at a safe house that she confided in. And so we had the time set up uh, to get her because he would drop her off and leave. So we had the time set up to rescue her and to get her into a safe path of healing and life and get her completely away. Somehow, he got tipped off. We don't know. And so the last time I talked to her, he had beat her and then threatened, her mother's life. And so it's, uh, it's that brutal out there with them. We have no idea how he found out. But so yeah, the gangs, the cartels, and there's your mainstream gangs that uh, they're very tech savvy. They are intelligent. They don't all look like they're in gangs. Um, it's we chase. You have to chase. Keep chasing this and try to keep up. and do what you can, it seems, because they know what they're doing and they're good at it, and it's
And
even
they're
gotten to
well
where now
well funded.
well funded. And that's another thing that's interesting that we know now. Like the average pimp now has four girls, four ladies. Uh, it's pay to play now. It's not it's not just it's $20 here or there where some people the way some people think. I mean, it's really pay to play. And the Epstein thing that fueled it. That kicked it up a notch. Top tier levels and thousands of dollars. But those four girls bring that pimp an average of $2 million a year. Just four ladies.
I'm
That's how
sickened
much
by
money
the
is in it.
I'm sickened by the people who are actually paying for these services. That just
Absolutely. Yeah. And we lead the
irritates
way in
the
that.
crap.
The United States leads the way in that. Yeah.
What has happened to the men in this country? And it is predominantly men, isn't it? It's usually women,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they do have a lot
Yeah.
of boys too. A lot of boys being
A
used
big
sexually.
increase for yeah. The request for boys just continues to go up. The request for younger, I mean, all the way down to infants, continues to increase. Yeah. That should break our hearts as a country and cause us not to look the other way. That's why I use the term stop unseeing it a lot. When this subject comes up, the room will get quiet, you know,
Um,
or people get uncomfortable if that subject's brought up, around them. And some of that is uh, they don't know a lot about it or they know something about it. There's usually one of two reasons it makes them uncomfortable. Either they don't know and it's weird or it's creepy or something like that, or they know something about it or they've been victimized in some way.
and victimized too. Wow.
Yeah. Hmm.
I know that Hope Beryl Green is one of the guest speakers there. She was actually trafficked as a child. Her
Yeah.
story is heartbreaking, very hard to hear, but she's an extraordinary person. Who else do you have guest
Yeah.
speakers?
I don't have the lineup in front of me. General Flynn's wife, I can think of her first name. Um, Jason Cisneros
That's
and his wife. Yeah.
General
Yeah.
Flynn's sister. Actually, it's a sister,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Mary.
Sister. Then
Mary.
Juan Saban, um,
Juan
Jerry,
O'Savin. Yeah,
Juan Saban. Yeah. Jerry. Guys, can't think of his last name. I know Jerry. Just can't call his last name right now. I haven't had good sleep this week at all, so I'm not
yeah,
real sharp
I
uh,
understand.
at the moment. Jason Cisneros, who works with it's called PERT. That's the acronym, and he has done rescues internationally with their team as well. Uh, uh, I can't think of some of the others,
That's all
but there's
right.
a
This is
there's a
happening.
there's a
If you
great
want to
great
get more
lineup.
information, go to their website,
Yeah,
awakeandbold.org,
yeah, yeah, no,
awakeandbold.org.
yeah,
And thank
yeah.
God the place has said yes to letting you hold this at their venue in North
Well,
Carolina.
exactly, yeah. And they're being very supportive. Yeah, yeah,
Want more information on that, go to thehorseshoefarm.com.
yeah,
Thehorseshoefarm.com.
yeah.
And so there you go. Those are the two websites you want to check out. I strongly encourage you to go to this event. It's going to be a safe event, but an eye opening one as well. And an encouraging one too, I hope.
Yes.
And
Oh,
that
oh
is
yeah.
all
Oh yeah.
happening the very first weekend of March.
Yeah.
And Ray Lucian, it's been a pleasure meeting you or online. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. Thank you for
Yeah.
spending the
Yeah.
time with us here today.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Charlie. It's good to see you, and I look forward to meeting you in person as well.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. May God bless you and keep you.
God bless
And the
you.
work you're doing, may it be effective. I always pray for that.
Amen.
Make us effective
Yeah,
for Him.
that's right.
All right, buddy. And there you go. Please join me the first weekend of March, and that is coming up real soon. So make some plans to join them. Awakenbold.org to get all the information on the event. And the event itself is at thehorseshoefarm.com. And my show is charliesimons.com, CharlieSimons.com. Buy some merchandise there. You'll be helping the show stay on the air. Or if you can just give, that'd be great because I got to come up with some airfare fly to North Carolina from California. So if you can help me there, please do. There's several different ways, including Venmo at charliesimons.com. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. But most importantly, America, bless God